Hello, R.J.Adams on the Coaching Corner along with Heidi Klefstadt. And today we're going to talk a little acting technique. Now, Heidi is not a member of the Actors Workshop, so she's going to give us some insight as to her training, her background, which I think you're going to find very interesting. You started in...
Well, after high school, you mean? Drama class. I went to Barra College in Lake Forest, Illinois, so it was a small liberal arts college with a small but very intense conservatory, where you studied voice and movement.
And why would you have to do that? I mean, isn't that something we do all the time in real life, walking around just being?
Oh, well, no, because most people they're not self-aware, they're not aware of their bodies if they're not trained to be like a dancer or an actor, and so they don't have the same kind of control over their bodies when they work, and there's a certain sense of freedom that comes from studying movement. A lot of actors take dance classes too to kind of free up the instrument so they have that uninhibited life going through, and they're able to create characters that involve physicalizing the role, and it's a great benefit to it.
Well, now you talk about characters and character work. You do a lot of character work. Why would you do that? Wouldn't you just use yourself?
Well, I think it's both. I think you can be yourself, bring out a different facet of your personality. I mean, we all are multifaceted human beings, but a lot of us don't explore the full range of our emotions or, where our psyche takes us. And so you can bring something out in yourself that you don't normally lead with. I'm generally thought of as like a nice, polite, considerate person, but
how do you know? That's subjective. How do you know what people think about you?
I know, wouldn't that be awful if I say that and they're thinking,
what do you go around interviewing people? Hello, do you think I'm nice? I mean, that's subjective.
Well, the feedback I get by and large is that I am, and that I'm not some, horrible, angry, bitter woman, but I can play that. I can bring that out, and to me that's character work. I mean, you can play with your body and your voice to create character work, but it all has to still blend.
See, I'm an actor, I'm not a weeper. There was Charles Bronson, Clint Eastwood. Stallone, I worked with him. I was fortunate enough to do, a project with him a few years ago. He's terrific, a very smart guy. But, he's not a weeper. And there are those actors who don't do that. They don't have that kind of psychological makeup.
Maybe your way of handling a character role that differs from you, that's having an emotional moment, doesn't lead up to weeping. Maybe that would be unreal for you, playing that sense of what you bring to it. Everybody become a complete character, and the core truth is there, and it's shining in every moment. That camera, it's in your face. You can't avoid it. It's going to pick up on everything, and people will forget you're acting. My goal as an actor, I mean, not my career goals, but my goal as a creative person is to make sure that everybody who's watching me work forgets that I'm acting.
Now, what about if you're doing television where you don't have any of this time to prepare characters and there's no rehearsals? It moves very, very fast. Then what do you do?
I agree. There isn't. I think that everybody's got a few that you have from a bag of tricks, if you will, even though we don't like to admit we have a bag of tricks when we go into an audition or a booking. But you do those things when you're in a hurry. So if you are in the TV world, if you're auditioning for co-star, for guest star, for series regular, if you're, during pilot season, if there is such a thing as pilot season anymore, based on what you lead with, your primary type, I completely agree with that. But there are going to be opportunities you have in film and in theater to really stretch. People will eventually give you those opportunities. I just had one myself. I did a film called Farewell Darkness, and it's out now. And it was completely against type. I went into that audition looking like crap. I didn't wear any makeup, I didn't do my hair, it was just hanging. I wore clothes that were incredibly unflattering because they wanted somebody who was not pulled together, somebody who was not...
Contact Heidi Klefstadt. We'll see you again.